For about the last 30 years, I've kind of dreaded the start of a new year. That's the school year and the calendar year. And each year, Christmas has been kind of marred by, the thought of the new year approaching. So I'm going to do things differently this year. And I want to share with you why I am not setting any crafting goals or making any New Year's resolutions for 2024. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. I hope Santa was good to you and that you've had a peaceful time and you are feeling okay and not too drained. It can be quite a draining time of year. I've had a really lovely Christmas and it's January the 1st, 2024. 2024. It feels like 5 minutes ago that it was 2020, but there we are. We've all been through a lot since then. Yeah. Each Christmas I tend to feel stressed. I've always put myself under loads of pressure. There's been making pressure. There's been pressure to, if I'm hosting, put on a nice Christmas for people. Worry and anxiety over what I've bought people or not bought people, over the gifts I've made or the gifts I haven't made. And then we get to Twixtmas, which is usually utterly wretched. You don't know what day of the week it is, or what way is up anymore. It's all completely confusing and bewildering. And you're kind of in this limbo, sort of waiting for New Year, waiting for something, but you're not sure what. You know, the excitement of Christmas has passed and the New Year's like staring you down the corner. You might be off work for a bit. It's really weird. But New Year has never been a great thing for me, ever. The worst one was 2018, when I got a bullet journal and I declared it's going to be the best year ever. She believed she could, so she did. And then the bottom fell out of my world 2 months later. But generally speaking, if we go back further, I've kept a diary since I was 10 years old. That is 27 years this year, because I'm getting old. And I flicked through, when we moved, I flicked through some of those old diaries. I've got rid of some of the ones from pre-18, pre-university, but I've got all the ones from university onwards. And I flicked through them and I was like, damn, gosh, Jem, stop it. I have spent the last, 16, well, nearly 20 years beating myself up on an annual basis. In addition to the general day-to-day beating myself up. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one. A new year, a new start, new you. Yeah, it's exciting. We're going to be our best selves. That excitement and that positivity and optimism goes with, what goes along with it, at least for me for the last 20 odd years, has been a cataloguing exercise, a roll call of every real or imagined flaw that you have or that I have as a person. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. And I'm not doing it anymore. And the same for crafting. Like, even I was recording a Twixtmas vlog, which I'm not going to put up because I'm not. I've never done a Twixtmas vlog before. I was too knackered, really. COVID's left me completely knackered, really, really easily knackered. And I was like, I said to the camera, I have a challenge. I wanted to do 30 projects this year. I've done 29 and I'm so close and I really, really want to do it. And it got to the day before New Year's Eve, which was my mother-in-law's birthday, and it was work and it was Train of Lights, our Christmas present to Robin. And I made a decision and I left my knitting at home. I wouldn't necessarily have knit on the Train of Lights. I wanted to spend the time with my son, but in the downtime before and after, I would have usually knit. And in the back of my mind was, getting this project done. And I thought, no, I'm just going to enjoy it. And I had the most wonderful, wonderful time. And then New Year's Eve came along and I was putting my son to bed and I was feeling, this is only yesterday, but I was putting my son, he wanted me to put him to bed. And in my head, I was like, I've got the vegetables to prep for New Year's Day. I've got the house to tidy. I really want to get this project finished before midnight. And Robin, bless him, didn't go down terribly quickly, but I was cuddling him and he was so lovely, so gorgeous. And I thought, hang it, why am I worried about this stupid, arbitrary goal? Why am I putting myself under pressure. Excuse me, the cat has just jumped on the dinner table. Oh, you know. And so my plans to spend New Year's Eve knitting or making plans for my projects for New Year or doing a New Year's Eve cast on, because I'd have missed the Christmas Eve cast on, which is meant to be my lovely, beautiful yarn from Emma. And I was already feeling guilty about that, the fact I hadn't done my Christmas Eve cast on or even a Christmas Day cast on. And I sat there and thought, no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. So my husband and I watched PlayStation Access. I have spent the last 6 minutes talking to you with a massive piece of vegetable in my teeth. I may well go back and refilm it. I may not. I don't think I'm going to be able to say things as eloquently as I was. But anyway. So my husband and I watched PlayStation Access, an old stream because we'd finished the Christmas maze already. It's brilliant. If you don't watch it, brilliant. So we started watching this year's Halloween event instead. I'm working on a jigsaw puzzle, and it was lovely, and it was absolutely lovely. And so I have resolved not to make any resolutions. I've decided not to make any resolutions this year, and it feels great because I'm not spending the start of the year making a list of all the things that I'm rubbish at or not good enough for, or the flaws in my body or my mind or any of those things. I'm not making a long list of things I need to try and do and keep to, and habits I need to build, that half of which at least will inevitably fall by the wayside by the first weekend in January. And then I'll feel like poo. And I'll feel like poo, and I'll start my year feeling like poo, feeling not good enough. And that's awful. I'm not doing that. And it's the same for my crafting. You know, you can set up plans, think I want to do X, Y, or Z, but then feel miserable because actually you've got other things that come along that you want to do. And you might start the year thinking, yeah, I really want to knit this jumper. Say, let's take one I've knit before and I love, so we know we're not bashing the project here. But let's take the weekender. I've knit that twice and I like it, okay? So I'm not bashing the pattern. But say I think at the start of the year, yeah, I'm going to knit a weekender this year. And then time comes by and this really cute other pattern comes out, another maybe worsted pattern or a fingering weight pattern, maybe a longer like Anna pattern, or you know, something from someone, I don't know, it doesn't really matter who, and you think I really want to knit that, but you feel like you can't because you'd already decided you were going to knit the weekender. So you need to knit the weekender. Why do you need to knit the weekender? So I am freeing myself this year from goals, from saying I'm going to learn brioche, from saying I'm going to learn double knitting, from saying I'm going to finish this project by this time. I'm not going to say that I'm going to knit however many projects in a year. It's not happening. And you know what? It feels great. And the same is going with my personal life as well. I am not going to commit to losing X amount of weight, or being able to run X number of miles, or having a tidy home all the time, because it's not going to happen, or reading 50 books, or drinking 2 litres of water a day, or not swearing anymore, or not getting angry anymore. Like, no, I'm just going to live. I'm just going to live my life and take each day as it comes. And that kind of sounds cliched, but rather than thinking I'm not even going to do the whole thing where like I do positive affirmations or say that I am enough. I'm just not going to beat myself up. It feels really good to start the year not having beaten myself up, not having listed all these real or imagined flaws about myself, my intellect, my body, my habits, my achievements, none of it. It feels great. And for that reason, I'm also not going to do a everything I knit in or crocheted in 2023 video. There's going to be lots of podcasters out there doing them. If you like that sort of content, then go and watch those, because I'm not doing it. And why I'm not doing it is because I don't want to look back and feel that I've missed something, or be confronted by all the projects I haven't finished that I can then use to bash myself again and feel bad about myself for. And also, I don't want anyone here watching to think, oh, but you know, Gemma's had such a busy year. She's been raising a baby, and she's been at work full time, and she's running a business, and she's moved house, and she's still managed to do all these things. I don't want that for you. You know, I mean, if it could be the other way around, you could be sat there feeling really smug going, ha 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 ha, I'm just as busy, and look at everything I've done. Well, good for you. But yeah, that's what I'm not doing. I might do a favourite make of 2023, the thing that's made me the most happy. To be honest, it might be a couple of things. And I'm going to have a little think about that video. And yeah, there we go. I'm also not setting any goals. I'm not saying how many projects I want to complete. I'm not pressing that Ravelry challenge button. It's not happening. I want to free myself to enjoy my making, and I want to make what I want to make when I want to make it. I'll finish it when and as and when I finish it. I just want to enjoy it, and I'm going to. You know, I'm not even going to do any make-alongs this year. There are going to be no make-alongs on this channel. Okay, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I want us all to just enjoy our making. And I would love to hear in the comments each video what it is you're working on as you're watching me. Have you come across a new pattern that excites you? Is there a new yarn you like to try? And I'd really like to just strip it right back and go right back to just the pure joy of the craft if we can. And I would love for you to join me on that journey. Happy New Year and welcome aboard the Midnight Diary train for 2024. It's going to be fun.